Today we're going to be talking about types of chemical reactions. The first one is synthesis. It is when you have A and B, and once you put them together, they form one whole, creating AB. Another example is when you have an empty box and a bottle of lotion. And notice how this could be A, and this is B, and once you put them together, they now form one. Next is decomposition. Decomposition is when, for example, A and B are still together, but then you separate them, and now it is A and B. Another example of that is when you have, notice how the lotion is still in there, and then once you separate it, it is now A and B. Next is single replacement. Notice how A and C are nicely put together, and B is singled out. Now notice how A is singled out, and B and C are together. That is single replacement, how A and B swapped places. Say that I am giving a friend a box with one lotion in it, and I'm not sure if I want to give her this one, but instead I could switch them, so now I will be giving her this gift. That is another example of single replacement. The next example is double replacement. Notice how A and B are nicely put together, and D and C are nicely put together. Now, double replacement is when two of the ions switch. So, for example, now A and D are put together, and B and C are put together. Another example is like giving your friend a present. Say that I wanted to give one friend a box of balloons, but I also wanted to give her lotion. So instead, I just switched the gifts. So now this person is getting balloons, and this person is getting lotion. Notice how I switched them in little boxes. So now the lotion is in a smaller box, and the balloons are in the bigger box. The last reaction is hydrolysis reaction. It's a reaction that involves water. So for example, we have aqueous, or X, whatever, and then H2O, water. Oxygen is going to be yellow, and the hydrogens are going to be pink. So when hydrolysis reaction happens, it is when the hydrogen atom disconnects from H2O and connects to X, or aqueous. So now notice how X and hydrogen are together, and hydrogen and oxygen are still together, except they're two separate bonds. Another example of hydrolysis reaction is, so I have instant snow powder, and it is in my hand, and I'm going to react it with water. Now notice when I insert water into the snow powder, it now changes into snow. See? So now I have a whole bunch of snow in my hand. And I will add a little bit more water. And I added a little bit too much. But notice how the water reacted with the snow to create it bigger, and that is hydrolysis reaction.